What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? It's week one. We are finally here, man. Um, finally back. It's been a little minute. Apologies for the delay. Been I've been on the East Coast. I've been on the West Coast, and now back, ready to get this season started, man. It's upon us. Happy. Hopefully, you're happy with all your teams. Hopefully, you're happy with the direction in which you think you're going to go. The personnel decisions have already been made and are in progress of being made. So there's not much to do besides playing the game. So with that being said, welcome back to the show. Um, Sitting here live from the Wood, Inglewood, that is, but ready to do some things out of Houston. Got these boys. I'll get to all that in a minute. Let me just bring in a guest. Let me just stop, building this up. Let me tell you this. This has been one of the most anticipated episodes for a very long time. As an original member of this league, it's only right that the other originals that I start incorporating more of them into the show as well. So, with no further ado, going to bring in somebody who I might be familiar with. And let me just say, it's been a long time coming. It's been a long, 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 long time coming. Um, Something about my guest today, the head commissioner of the league. The head commissioner of the league. If you go back to 2014 when this league started in Madden 15, and you know the various groups that in groups and quote unquote alliances, things of that nature, you know about the system. Still to this day, the best, the premier faction that this league has ever seen. But things evolve and the league has as well. So rather than hearing it from me, why not hear from the man who runs the whole thing? The man who brought us back in the PS5 era, former Miami Dolphin, former Jacksonville Jaguar, shout out Blake Beretta, former San Francisco 49er, former LA Charger, and I might be missing a team or two, former Cleveland Brown, and current Buffalo Bill owner, current and long-standing Nike Talk Madden League commissioner, and one of the biggest constant subjects of the chat, the one and only Manny, Mr. 305 himself. What up with you?
What up? What up?
Man, nothing, man. It's been a long time. I've been excited for this. I don't know how it's taken 8 years to, to provide this episode, but nonetheless, we're here now. So first and foremost, before we even get into like the nuances of the league now, like number one, can you just go back for those who don't know and kind of just explain the origin of Nike Talk and how we began in 2014?
Yeah, we started. Well, I started off at a fish market, and then from there, I felt like I wanted to have more options, so I decided to branch off, recruit some NT members, and yeah.
It is crazy because I still remember when that like original recruitment happened. Like I remember being in the Madden chat, and it was, for people that don't know, like we do, of course, the draft now, but for people that don't know, that very first year, it was like if you were in that Nike Talk chat and the league was just getting started, it was like people just was claiming teams. Like it was like
Yeah,
I got Carolina, you had Miami, like I think B had Pittsburgh, like everybody was
Flash
going in
had the
it.
skins.
Yeah, it had the skins. Chris had this Patriots, but I think somebody took the Saints already. But I remember that. I think Mark had the Bucks. So it's like the evolution of it from then to now is crazy. But what's
I remember
crazy,
Mark used to put receivers at running back then.
and that guy knows everything. That guy, if there were one player that I had to travel cross country with, it'll be Mark because he'd get me from LA to DC the quickest. Like he just knows stuff that like a lot of people will workarounds and shortcuts, if you will, that a lot of people probably are not privy to. But how has it been? You start this, of course. How has it been not only maintaining it, but just being like in the day to day, running of the league, like being the main commissioner? Like, what can you just shed light on like how difficult it can be to run something like this with all these different personalities and people like every day, every year?
Yeah, it could definitely be annoying, but like these days, from before, like I always had a lot of help. So like right now, I feel like C's like pretty much does a lot of the work, and then shit, we got a Kerm who's helping out now. We got Maze, we got Chris who's always helping out. You know, some people might call him tech support, but he definitely is played a huge role in the league running smooth. But yeah, it's just annoying when you got like the tones of the world asking questions over and over. But I feel like at this point, it should be like, yeah, we took a year off, but it should be pretty smooth.
Yeah, nah, I agree. I think the best thing about the year off is like when Madden 20 my bad, Madden 21, the last time we played was around like I don't know, like it's always easy to identify like those like parts of the game where it's just like I don't like this, I don't like that. And then on top of if you start losing or not having the ideal outcome that you want, then you have even less incentive to play and it's gonna be, oh, the game is trash, blah blah blah. This reminds me of when the NBA came back from the bubble
Right.
and we were so excited to see basketball again, even in that format of like no fans, all that. Like this, I feel like is our version of that. And now that we're back, like for me myself, I didn't. I mean, yeah, I wanted to be Carolina, but when I was 29, I'm like, okay, well, me not being the Panthers is fine because we're
You
back.
just want to be back. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like I had no problem taking a Houston or somebody, and then it's just fun to have that competition and got a tall task ahead of me. But you were on the other side of the draft. You were number two. and and for those who don't know, we just played a game probably like an hour ago. And listen, if you watched Buffalo Thursday night against the Rams, you saw what they did. Them boys didn't blitz now one time. People were getting home. Allen did whatever he wanted, so forth and so on. In that game we just played, I don't know if he blitzed or not, but people were getting home. Allen did what he wanted, so forth and so on.
Listen, man. I'm just ready to throw a bunch of picks this season. Give the people what they want.
So let me ask you about that because when do you think that interception narrative happened? Because I think after I'll probably say Jacksonville, we had your guy Blake Beretta.
Yeah. This was the year of the Triangle Bandits.
Right.
When I didn't realize all they were doing was running around with holding triangle with their head like a chicken with their head cut off, picking niggas off. Once I figured it out, it was like, all right, well, it's too late now. But yeah, that's where it started. I
Yeah.
think.
I think you're right. Because before that, when you had Miami, it was like the question was like, how have how is this guy? How has he not made a Super Bowl? But I think even now, given all those teams way back when, this Buffalo team you got, I feel like you should be close. If not
Nah.
there.
Chill. Don't put this pressure on me, man. There's too much pressure right here. Like I got week 1 coming up. That's a big game for me. Like it's pressure.
So let's talk about week 1. You got one of the premier like personalities in the league in current week 1. Um, it's crazy because there's these narratives about you and there's narratives about him. And I remember y'all have played numerous times. You've won the majority. He beat you, I think, once. But that matchup is always fun because it's like for us, the people that are just gonna be watching and not involved, it's like it's a win-win. If you win, it's like, oh, Karen will have Karen will have a meltdown. If he wins, oh boy, it's going to be
Oh yeah,
him talking and this narrative about you not being maybe what you should be.
exactly. And yeah, people are watching. They're watching to watch me lose. I
Right.
already know. Like no one wants to see Kerm lose. It's all
Right.
about like, let's hope this guy loses so you can like laugh at him and talk shit. So
Yep.
I'm ready for it. I think I haven't seen him play, but I think I have an idea of his game plan,
Hmm.
and I'm hoping I'm right. I don't want to say what it is because he might
Right.
be listening, but I think I have an idea what he's gonna be doing.
I think I do too. I want to see how the beauty of that game. One of them, in my opinion, is that both our teams are so good. Like y'all have two of the strongest teams. So we were talking when we played the game earlier, and you were like, in this format when we just playing head to head, it's like, you know, I'm not sure if it's I'm doing this good or if it's like the team, like the mixture, the balance of that.
Right.
How do
I
mhm.
Go ahead. Ask your question.
Oh, I was just going to say, like, how do you think that's going to translate in the season, not only for you, but for like people like you who have like good teams in the other on the opposite side, lesser teams that have good owners, like how you think the balance is going to be?
Well, as far as the quarterback, you definitely feel the difference. For me, like when I was
Yeah.
playing with Tua, like before we all picked teams, I was like, damn, like I don't know if I could do it with him.
Hmm.
But with my other guy, and listen, I throw the ball with my eyes closed. And it's like a gift and a curse because he gets the ball there so quick
Hmm.
that I'll snap the ball and just throw the ball because I assume he's gonna get it there. But at the same time, that could lead to a lot of picks.
Yeah. Um, I will say I'm not going to disclose what occurred, but I think you know what I'm talking about. And there was that one play. I mean, not even one play. This happened on multiple plays.
Right.
And when y'all got rolling and the momentum went up for Buffalo, that shit got different. That shit got different
Oh,
real quick.
amen. Amen.
And I don't know if folks are ready for that. Like,
Oh yeah, I know.
yeah.
I know. Yeah, man. Like,
Hmm.
listen, if they can't get home, I'm hitting the touchdown every single time.
Woo, yeah. That, that still trips me out. Like, um, even after we play like an hour and some change after we even played, I'm just like, folks not ready for that. So I think we should go to your schedule real quick. One
Yeah,
moment.
let's check it out.
Yeah, let's see here.
Can't wait for week 12, but
Oh yeah, see, I gotta see who you even playing week 12. I don't even. Um, let's see. Actually, let's do it like this. Um, like that. Let me put this right here. All right. Let me get this straightened out real quick. Where is actually? We'll just do it like this because I had it up. But all right. So your division, you got the AFC East. Um, got Ty in New England.
I
You
see him
have
looking good today.
Ty is. Listen, I said it before myself. I think eventually he might have something to say about that division before it's all said and done.
Oh,
But
and I'll
mhm,
say this about Ty. Ty stopped me from making it to the Super Bowl uh some years ago. This
mhm.
is when like early on. And I don't want to say he cheated, but he
Oh, I
definitely
remember that.
did something where you know I feel like it gave him an advantage.
Mhm.
So we'll just say that.
I remember that. Hold on.
And this is before I realized because at the time I didn't know he was in high school or about to graduate high school.
Right.
I was salty as shit.
Now, let me ask you this because we both been around a long time and we both, the Super Bowl has still eluded the both of us. However, I look at 2014, like the first 2 years of the league, pretty much. I look at that like Kobe and LeBron, how they never made it to the finals against each other. Because there was no reason why it was never a Carolina Miami Super Bowl. It's been close numerous times.
Yeah.
I remember the last great time that could have occurred. I was that was the year I was 17-0 going into the NFC Championship, lost to Jose, and you were in the AFC Championship, and I'm pretty sure you remember this. You were getting a punt from Jesus, who was
Oh man.
yeah, and the bounce off your man's head.
Oh
He
man.
recovered it, and I was like, I was at a bowling alley watching the game,
I
and
remember that.
your reaction in the chat, I was like, it ain't gonna
Yeah.
happen. It ain't gonna
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah. I have a lot of reasons to be salty.
Yeah, you and me both. Like
Yeah.
a lot. Um, so but still in all, I think this might be as good a chance as ever for you to like really get back to being in that big game. So go through your schedule real quick. I think it's up for everybody to see, hopefully. Um, so you got current week 1. Week 2, you got Bean. And let's talk about week 3. Let's talk about week 3.
Who's week 3?
Week
Oh,
3,
Dolphins. Oh, I ain't worried about that.
yeah. And Brandon been talking. Like I like it too,
Listen,
because
listen,
uh-huh.
listen. I'm not worried about Brandon. Like, honestly, I don't remember ever playing him. I don't remember what his game is like,
Mhm.
but I was practicing with Miami enough to know what their weapons are, where their strengths are, where their weaknesses are. I'm not worried about Brandon. Like, he has speed, but I mean, if you can't block, then it doesn't matter. Like, you're gonna throw drags, but we'll be able to stop that too.
Yeah. I think see it's so good. I think it's so good the fact that he is like engaged to the level that he is right now, because it's like, all right, it's a whole other narrative now where it's like if you don't play well with that high pick and that chat energy, it's like I talked about in previous episodes, you got to be ready either which way. Like
Oh yeah,
it's a
yeah,
lot of people that are going to kind of stay under the radar and just let what happens happen. If they're good, people will talk about them. But and if they're not good, then it's just like, or whatever.
yeah.
But
You're right.
when you get the rapping like that, he got to come out the gate 11. He needs to win that division. Will he? That
I,
Buffalo team is tough. I don't know.
yeah, no, he definitely has a good chance because he has a great secondary.
Right.
He has a good team, a really good team.
Yeah.
I just believe in myself that much, man.
Like,
Like I have Twan level confidence, but with the skills. That wasn't meant to be a joke. I'm just saying, like that's how
right.
that's you know.
Yeah, no, I feel it. And I think the best thing about Buffalo, it's not even, I mean, it is Josh Allen, of course, but I think the best part about Buffalo, you got the best third line of defense in the league. Like you got 2 X factors back there.
Oh man,
Nothing like, how locked in somebody like to be like to get a pass off deep on either side.
listen, I'll say this: it's happened. I realized I made some mistakes with the coverages because
Hmm.
you'll notice like you'll be playing the game and the DB's lined up in a nickel and they snap the ball and he's running to the opposite side of the field.
Right.
So I kind of figured out what's causing that, and yeah, we're gonna avoid that. But outside of that, I think we'll be all right.
I think, um, yeah, I think if, as long as you line them up the right way, like that automatically, that's a hell of an advantage. Like that is, in essence, the difference between picking number 2 and picking number 22.
Yeah,
Like that's what you do it for. And I think the first 4, no, like the first maybe like 6 picks up until whoever picked, I don't even know who was number 7. Up until Nick picked the Jets at like number 8 or number 9, wherever he was. The rest of those picks before then were perfect, spot on, and I think y'all all optimized them.
yeah, man.
So going through, cause so you got Miami week 3, Flash Baltimore week 4. I saw the I saw the comment you made about him. Oh, not about him, but y'all's little fun interaction.
Listen. Flash been hitting me up the like lab, like not lab, but like just play, and I can't because he's good,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna have to see him during the season and possibly during the the playoffs, so I don't want to give him too much.
Yeah, AFC North is going to be good too. Yeah, Flash and Reggie always like somehow end up being in the same division. Um, we'll see if he can get the upper hand there. That should be good. B in week 5, Will in week 6. Who's Green Bay? Phil, Nick.
That's gonna be it. Yeah, Phil's gonna be a challenge.
Phil is the like Phil is almost like boogeyman stats. Like nobody really wants to play him. He don't really say too much. He just shows up and plays. But it's like when he plays, it's just like it's always an uncomfortable experience just
Yeah,
by his play style. He's like Georgia Tech or Navy. Like, he'll run the ball. He'll run the ball. You know, if he gets out of line and out of character with his quarterback, he's throwing 3 to 5 picks. But if he's running the ball and it's effective, he's gonna be in for anybody be in for a
yeah,
fight.
yeah.
Um, let's see, got Nick.
I'm not worried about Nick.
I don't think you should be, honestly. Like, I just don't. I don't know. Chicks,
I ain't worried
Reggie,
about
week
Jigs.
11,
See,
week 12.
Reggie, I kind of, I'm looking forward to playing him because I feel like he's not the first real test, but he is a test.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good game. I'm looking. I want to see that one too. Um, was it you that said something about week 12 getting here?
Oh yeah. Jose. See,
Yeah,
Jose been talking some shit. So I'm looking forward to playing him. Now, I've played him a few times. I think he's really good with the that passing mechanic. So
yeah.
if I could like get that under pressure, like get under control, I think I'll be all right.
Okay. Um, yeah. He just he just put in the chat was like ask you how much you're losing by week 12.
See, see what I mean, man? Like they keep picking on me.
Yep.
When I run the score up, I don't want to hear nothing.
Then got Ty first of 2 times, Nick again, Brandon again, JT. Who's Cincinnati? Daryl. Yep.
Yeah, I don't really know him too well.
Yeah, I'm looking at this. I just off the top of my head,
So
one,
you're
two.
looking at a playoff schedule.
Yeah, like one,
Yeah.
two, three, 5. I mean, like if you go down like this first third of the grid, at worst, in my opinion, at worst, 5-1.
5 and what?
Five and
Five.
one.
The first what? First
The
6 games?
first 6 games, yeah.
Who you see
Like
me losing to?
I think Flash might be a challenge. I need to see how Brandon's gonna play with Miami. I like the confidence. I just need to see how he uses that team. I think he won the first 3 games.
I think Hill is gonna regress. He might ask for a trade.
Oh, just because he's getting older? Like he's like 28, right?
No, I think because he's not gonna like the guy he's playing for.
Hey, if if it happens, I got draft picks ready. Like I'm all the way ready. Yeah, I just need to see because I don't know. I know like Brandon's like the guy. Well, last time I saw him play, I haven't seen him play in 2 years, so I'll say that. But he's one of the guys that I remember, like Kenny, Nako, Will, Kerm. Like they run the ball, and and they need to run it effectively in order to be, to be good. Otherwise, you don't know what you're going to get. You can get 150 yards, 200 plus in a win one day, and they look like a top 12 player. The next, you can get 4 picks, 1 touchdown, and they look like easy work.
Right.
So I want to see like, and he has Mostert, got the fast running back too. So it's like the elements for him to succeed are there. I just need to see how he manages with that. It'd be
I'm
fun.
actually hoping he does good because I wouldn't want to be in a division where I'd say like the AFC South.
Right. It trashed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, no offense, but
Nah, that's like I don't even know how I got there.
like no, and I feel like I think that's your division, like because you
Yeah.
got Dez, you got Evan, and who else?
In Bean in Tennessee.
Come on, man. Red, All right, so I know the first season, like you're really not trying to win,
Right.
but after that, like you have no reason to be losing that division.
Oh yeah, like if I lose, I'll play like this. And I'm like I was saying in previous episodes, I encourage people to hold my feet to the fire.
All right,
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna lose more games in season one than I'm gonna lose the next 3 years combined.
all right, cool.
Like I'm gonna lose a lot season one. And you saw when we play people who have played the Texans in these like unofficial preseason games, they have seen the level of work that is going to take for me to make that team a contender.
Yeah,
So I know I could go out with my skill and acumen for the game. I can go out and be 12-5 team east just on the merit of the division. Like just because of that. That should be 5-1 at worst case every season. Like Bean might Bean might have one of those games where and he's kind of like in that mode too, but in a different way where it's like you don't know what you're gonna get. One day you can get like a guy that looks really good. One day you can get like a complete catastrophe. Like you just don't know. So I say, 5-1 minimum every year in terms of division play for myself after
I can,
season one.
I can see that.
I'm a bust Evans ass.
All
And
right, so
he
let me ask you this: what is it you think you're missing right now that'll prevent you from like trying to win all the games?
um so the Texans have a lot of like they have young pieces like at receiver. I like Damian Pierce. They put his speed up to 88, which is great. Davis Mills, quiet as kept as a star development. Ideally, now I know I got a little quarterback situation now, but ideally he'll get some time. And depending on who I see on the schedule, I'm like, oh, this is a game where I can make you a superstar right here. Like if I get Evan and Dez back to back, I might just gotta go for it. You know what I mean? Like I might just gotta go for it. Like, yo, Cam, I brought you here for a reason, but right now I gotta put this young boy in just to fortify him as my cycle long backup. Aside from that though, I love the linebackers, but there is no talent, no difference making talent on offensive line outside of left guard. There's no difference making talent on the defensive line at all. Cornerbacks, yeah, I got Stingley, but and Desmond King is cool. Like I'll play him for a couple years, but I don't have the depth nor the like they have no awareness basically. Like they're dumb. They're dumb, and
Yeah,
I have to elevate them to be in the right place at the right time and make the play. So I'm like, if I won 11, 12 games, like okay, I could do it, but would it really that'll kind of be defeating the purpose of franchise of like developing this team and this is why I went there to build a strong team. But if I go 12-5 and I get like let's say I win the division, right? And I'm like the fourth seed in the playoffs. Okay, cool. So I'm already what pick number at that point, like 20, give or take. And let's
right,
just say I lose first round. It's like the strongest team that didn't win the division. So let's just say it was the Ravens
right.
or the Broncos or the Chargers. Does it make sense for me to have the 20th pick, Reggie's pick, which I believe is going to be a bottom five pick of the draft? Like he'll be somewhere between 28 and 32 because he,
Right.
he should have a really good season. Like I have his picks. I know they're going to be on the back end. Why would I still make my own pick to be a back end pick too, or like a middle ground pick? Then I'm not getting difference makers that I need. This team needs them to be successful. So I'm like, I'm not even gonna do it. I'm gonna just manage my ego. I'm humble myself. It might
Look
be
at
a
the
lot of
big
jokes that
picture.
fly. Yeah, exactly. It might be like a lot of jokes that fly. Oh, he lost to Dez. I was just playing with Dez. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
like, oh, Evan swept him. Evan ain't never beat me in his life. And when I take the game 5% serious, it will remain as such. So stuff like that. I'm gonna just manage my ego. I'm gonna keep the headphones on, block out all the noise, and we're gonna do what we gotta do in Houston.
All right,
And
and that's something I need to work on also, like blocking the noise.
yeah.
Like I'm definitely not gonna be in the chat paying attention to what people saying during games.
So like so in the game, let's say you play somebody with the headset on. You're not talking, you just locked in.
And listen, once I take the headset off, that means I gotta focus.
Fair. Yeah, no, that's fair. A trade just went through. in the league as we're on here. Approved trade. Speaking of Bean, Titans trading 23 fifth round and 24 fourth round pick to the Giants. Tone, is it? It's just fitting that Tone is involved in the first trade of the league.
Bruh.
For Darius Slayton. Thoughts, if any.
Good luck over there, man. Hey, I don't get it, but I mean, they gotta do what they gotta do, man.
Yeah, I'm not. You know, I, to each their own. If they like it, I love it. I don't know. So transitioning from that, I'll say, who do you view with like your team and your position right now before the season? Who's going to be like the biggest threats to you on either side, and why?
Like AFC and NFC.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, based off like history, I gotta see what off top that I can think of. I'm gonna say Reggie, based off of history of how he plays. I'm trying to think of who else is in the AFC. I could see, and I could truly see Brandon and Ty trying to make it hard for me. So yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
can see that. But other than that, like I can't think of like all right. So someone like Will, I can't see him really beating me, but playing people like him, I feel like they're just throwing shit out there and it'll work. So you got to be careful with people like him. But
Yeah.
as far as serious contenders, like who like make, yeah, probably Reggie. Probably Reggie.
Yeah, I think even for me, like he is the hardest opponent. I think it's probably just because he just knows the game on like on a college and pro level as far as experience. And it's just like that shit is a handful. Like everywhere you can line up any which way, you can disguise it any which way, and it's just like he sees through all of it. And I'm just like that level of real life experience is
Yeah.
just tough.
Yeah.
Um,
And NFC, I would say oh, actually I forgot to say Flash. Flash is really good too, so put that out there. Oh, and Mark, I forgot about Mark because he had the
yeah,
Broncos.
riding quiet in Denver. Hmm.
Yeah. Hopefully Wilson retires next season.
I hope so. Like, do I play? I don't think I play Mark, but if and when I do, I don't play him season one. But I would love to give one of his players a career in the injury just to say like, "Welcome back. We missed you." Like, I wish I could, but I don't got. I need some hitters, and I don't really have them like that. Um. Okay. Let's do this.
NFC, I'll say Mays, Jeremy. Like I want to say Mikey too. Mikey too. He's like
Yeah.
he's competition.
Yeah. Mikey, him with Tom Brady. I was telling him this. So for those who don't know, um, me and Mikey, we kicked it last, not this past Thursday, but the Thursday before. And he, I think it, this is my projection to kind of give it out early before the actual selections go off for week one, probably tomorrow morning. I'm looking at this and I'm seeing, and I'll put on the screen just for the teams, the alignments, and all that. But we'll just go through it briefly, real quick, and I'll save the reasons for the actual article. That is not the one I wanted. But Mikey should be, there we go. Put this over here. There's no reason, based off of what I'm looking at in these divisions, and you can make your predictions also. But I'm looking at these divisions. Mikey should, Chris is there with New Orleans, but I think Tampa Bay, I just don't see why Mikey shouldn't be in the NFC Championship. I think it should be him and Mays competing to see who goes to the Super Bowl in the NFC. I think.
All right, this is what I'll say.
Mm-hmm.
This was, I think, either Chris. I think Chris had the Patriots early on.
in like the league history.
In league history. It was
Yeah, first year.
It was either around the Patriots or some years later when he maybe had the Saints.
Right.
And I talk shit about him.
Yeah.
Listen, nigga went in his cave and he labbed and labbed and labbed, and he became like a top 10 player or whatever you want to call him.
Yeah.
You can never call him trash.
Right.
So
Fair.
if you want to count him, if you want to make sure that Mikey never makes it to the championships, go ahead and count Chris out.
Nah, that's fair. Cause I remember the first year he was at Patriots. I think somebody like Vic, somebody who really, like, when we look at Chris now, has no business being in the same discussion. Somebody beat Chris and like beat him kind of good. And I think it was Vic. And Vic was talking it up in the chat. Chris was like, Chris was hot. And then y'all had the game the next season. He was the Saints. And you beat him pretty good. You said something like 5, whatever. We're in the same me and him in the same division at the time. So I'm seeing it, and I'm not necessarily disagreeing because he used to start off cycles so slow. I remember the year after he won the Super Bowl season 1 against me in the last season. The first season of the following cycle, Madden 16 cycle, we played week 3, I want to say, 34-0. Like, I remember that game. I waited, and it's my favorite thing. When somebody defeats me, I love the wait. I hate it, but I love it at the same time. Like, somebody defeats me in a prominent game, and I gotta wait 2 months, 3 months, however long to play you again.
Yeah, I don't like that.
It never leaves my brain. So I won 34-0, and that was right around the time though. I think you had beat him pretty good. And that's when you were like, bottom 5, whatever. And then by season 3 of that cycle, came out and won the Super Bowl with New Orleans. I was like, damn. So it was. You're right. Like, you make a very good point in that. He's never to be counted out. I think he will be a playoff team. Like, just looking at this, and these divisions are kind of, I don't know why whoever lined them up like this, but I think NFC we're probably looking at. I don't know who's winning the East. I'm gonna say Jeremy just because he has the best team, and he's probably like the most like consistent, if you will, type player. But he'll be in the mix. He'll be in the playoffs. Mikey, Chris, Mays will win the West. So that's Jose will win the North. And then picking the last
No.
teams,
Jose is winning what North?
NFC North. Yeah, NFC North.
But who's he playing in that division?
Oh, he's playing against Phil, JT, and Jix.
He's not beating Phil convincingly.
Maybe not convincingly, but I think
that's Phil's division.
Say
it with me. That's Phil's division.
That's it. That is the only hope.
It's easy
in that division.
It's Phil's division.
Y'all heard it here first.
I'll make sure to let Phil know.
Okay, cool. So let's cool. Let's say Phil wins the division, right? I think Jose would be a playoff team though.
Yeah, he'll be in the playoffs.
Yeah, and whoever is that last wild card team, it could be Kenny. It could. I don't know if it could be Tone, man. I mean, if he's on, he's on. But I don't know. I don't think so. Not season 1, unfortunately for him.
No.
Kerm, Rams, maybe. Like, I mean, 7th seed wild card.
Hold on. Who's in his division? It's Mays, C's,
and Edgar. And it's like,
yeah, I don't know.
Now, granted, I think C's, even out everything. C's is by far the second best player in that division, but he has the worst situation. And he's kind of like me, where it's like, does it make sense to win, to even be in the playoffs?
But C's doesn't like to lose.
He doesn't though, and that's the thing. Like, can he manage that about him? Like, can he manage potentially Is he Seattle? Can he manage potentially 12 plus weeks of somebody saying good game to him when when they were the guys that won and he's sitting there with Drew Lock or whoever's at quarterback? Like,
Listen, if C's goes 0 dark 30 and gets out of this chat for the whole season, he's winning the Super Bowl.
I think though, I think for him, it's a matter of it's kind of like me, where it's like he could win X amount of games, but for the betterment of his situation long term, it might just be best for him to kind of just sit season one out, so to speak, and come back in the mix season two and show what he can do.
All right. I mean, we'll see. I just don't see him doing it, but never know.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough though. Like because I think when he sees certain people on his schedule, like I don't know if he plays Twan in the season, but if he sees certain people, it's like, oh, I can't let you think that you're really beating me. Like regardless of what my plan is, like I don't that just can't happen.
You're
And
right. So, for
and
example,
mhm,
you're I don't want to say tanking, but Kerm shows up on your schedule. You're gonna let him beat you?
absolutely not. Absolutely not. It's numerous people. Like when I look at, matter of fact, I'll show you real quick because I've been thinking about this for a relatively long time, like 2 3 weeks, and there are players. We'll just go down the list that I like this. This looks a little nicer. Let's view this image. All right, so is this right? This ain't even the right one. My bad. One more again. Let's go. Texans 2022 schedule since Google seems to not be acting with intelligence today. So, okay, let's go. Damn, find me one. Oh, y'all killing me.
I just want to say,
Hmm.
it's almost halftime in Jose's game. And he only has 7 points versus Evan. Continue.
Oh man, I'm so glad we're back. We just look at it like this. Okay, there are players where I look and I see a whole lot of people that ain't never beat me. Right? I
Right?
see Evan never beating me. Mark, we have history, but I'm okay with I've lost to Mark before. I've beat him more times than I've lost to him, but that's fine. Evan, JT, uh, Chargers Mark would be fun. Who's Dez Jacksonville 2 times? Nako Raiders. I helped introduce him to the
Oh,
league.
Nako. Yeah, all right. No
Yeah,
problem.
via a lot of losses. Jeremy's only beaten me once ever since we've been here in this league. Um, Twan's there. If just for obvious, I can't let him potentially win. But Kenny never beat me in this league. Will is there. Dez again and Evan again in the season. It's more like the Dez, the Evans, the Kennys, the Nakos. Like that's a lot of people that have not beaten me, and I'm just like, can I just stay with the process enough to let that go? Because
Yo, I don't know if you're watching the game, but Evan just broke for a big ass run. This is crazy.
hold on, let me look at this
This
on my
is
phone.
crazy.
Oh man, look, they got everything he could do something now. Oh, hold
Oh
on.
man,
Where's
shaking and
Jose
baking.
at? Oh, let's see. Jose streaming. What's this thing?
Yeah, just rewinded it, maybe 20 seconds, 30 seconds.
All right.
Shaking and baking.
Oh yeah, here we go. Okay. Look at this now. Evan. Oh, I just okay. Let's see. Let me find a new bit in the lab here.
In the lab, man.
Oh, 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 oh man.
That's who's winning the division.
Now, like to your point, that could easily be Phil running that in the regular season too. The same way, if not better.
I'm just saying.
You might have a point there. Um. Wow. Okay. Well, um, maybe Evan. I mean, and Evan had some good wins the last time he was around. Maybe we'll see a little more of Evan than we thought.
Hey,
Maybe. But yeah, I'm looking at these people, these players. I'm just like kind of like what you were saying about C's. It's like, can I really have y'all just talking as if y'all did something?
because
And
I'll
I'm
tell you one thing.
Mhm.
In 2 years after you let Nako beat you this year,
Right.
he's gonna bring it up in 2 years. Be like, you remember that time I beat your ass?
Right, exactly. I'm just like,
There will be no context. Nobody's gonna
no
care.
context.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. And that and that annoys me because you've seen it as well as anybody over the years. Like I need context and discussions and like when we talk about the things that happen in the league, like I'm the one to always bring the context there. But I'm also realizing I'm in a minority of people that are gonna one, bring up the context and two, honestly care. Like it's gonna show up as you lost to Nico, you lost to Kenny, you lost to Dez, you lost to Evan, you lost to Dez, you lost to Evan. I remember how it was when Dez beat Jeremy in the playoffs. And somehow, some way now, like a few years later in real life, that's kind of got swept under the rug. But that actually happened.
Yeah,
Remember even more recently when Bilbo swept Nako,
yeah.
which has also gone under the rug, but it happened.
And Nako hasn't recovered.
Right. Like despite the label of the self given label of AFC West champion, people's champion, all that he has in his name right now. It's like, no, that happened. Like that legitimately happened. So that's gonna be hard to manage, but oh, I didn't even had the AFC sides also. Go back real quick. So yeah, I mean, I just don't know. But C's I love C's because he's a competitor to the highest order, and I like it. Like C's is great. One day I hope to when things are possible. I hope to share a division with him one day. That'd be fun.
All right.
Um, going back to this real quick, AFC had it there. There we are. Let's view this. AFC, I think I put out there. I think it would be a travesty if you didn't win the division first season. Based off what I've seen, I
I can
just
understand that. I can understand
yeah,
that. Like the division is, I can see that.
yeah. Like I think season one is yours to lose. So I'm gonna say we'll just say I think you win a division at AFC East first season. Um, the South, there's no reason why Bean shouldn't win it if I'm going to be searching for the future. No reason why. So I'll say Tennessee, Buffalo, AFC North. Reggie's gonna win, but Flash will be in the playoffs. The West, Mark Broncos will win, and
Hold on. So you don't think Will can beat Mark with his team?
no, nah, he could, but where Will has the advantage as far as Mahomes versus no,
Oh,
yeah.
Flash is saying you got to fix the screen.
Oh, let me see what I did. Did I the AFC screen? Oh, my bad. Let me go back to it. Okay. So this one. Mm, oh, no, it's still like this. Okay, how about let's see if it's on now. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, cool. Um, so yeah, I was saying, I think Reggie would be in the playoffs via winning the division. Flash would be probably the top wild card, I think. Um, Buffalo winning the AFC East, Tennessee winning the AFC South. Tennessee is going to be the fourth seed, so I'm looking at Tennessee and Baltimore wild card. But those last two wild card spots, I don't be with Pittsburgh, Pickett is damn near unusable as a quarterback because I don't think what people realize, I don't think they do realize, is that Kenny Pickett is 24 years old. I don't know what his development is. It's probably at the max a star, but when you hit that certain like that middle, like I'm still young, but I'm not getting any younger type age at 25 to 26, it's like it's time to start looking at other options. I don't know what he's going to do with an 86, 87 throw power Kenny Pickett. I really don't.
I mean, all he gotta do is watch tour.
Yeah, for real. Um, Bengals, we'll see. That's I don't. We'll see. That's a um, X factor. The West is good though. I think Chargers mark. I think Chargers mark can make the playoffs. I think if Will manages enough in Kansas City the right way and just doesn't get too crazy throwing with Mahomes everywhere and potentially throwing picks, I think he could make it as maybe like the seventh seed. Um, I also only see one team coming out of the South this year. Evan, if he's around enough and he's running like we just saw against Jose, maybe, but I need to see more. And then you got the East. You got Brandon, you got Ty, who I think Ty gonna surprise people. Like unless he just wants to just not be good, I think he could be good. He could be a wild card.
Yeah,
But
Ty is not tanking.
yeah, I just yeah, I kind of can't see it. Like Ty just is a good enough Madden player to where he can do whatever he wants. Like, but I think his floor is like 500. And given who he is, and had the last pick and he
As a
didn't even
matter of
get the.
fact,
hmm
I'm gonna check the Patriots schedule. Hold on.
Okay. Also, while you're looking at that, Jesus wanted me to ask you, and we can just ask you division winners, but he wanted me to ask you specifically who's winning the NFC South. I think you already kind of alluded to it, but just so he can hear
Yeah.
your answer.
Hold on, let me see. Oh, NFC South. Yeah, I didn't. It's tough because Chris is good, Mikey is good, Jose. I mean, Jesus only played him one time, so actually, I might have played him twice, but I don't think, from what I've seen, and it could be my team. I don't know. I don't know if he's ready yet. So I think Chris and Mikey are fighting for first place.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree. I honestly forgot about Jesus when we were talking about looking at all these teams and stuff. But
Yeah.
I played him once. It was like last week, and like while he might not have like the Bills pass rush, that Panthers pass rush is arguably the fastest in the league. Like you got Brian Burns, you got Barno, rookie, 92 speed, come off the edge. Like he has I'm this is the one year probably I would have rather been Carolina this year than 2 years ago.
Right.
Like the pieces, they are a fast team. Like I think it might be the fastest defense in the NFL. And I was ready. Like I was at work writing out like like the formation subs on post-it notes every day. 4-3, 3-4. What does the nickel look like? I was ready, but I'm in Houston, so I gotta develop a defense now, which is fine. But I think Jesus, from what I saw the one time we played, I think, and this is what I can say about him, he tends to play to his team's strengths, or at least like that's like his game plan. So like McCaffrey being what the second best running back on the game, like he's using him. He's not juking necessarily, but he's hitting spin move because McCaffrey has that spin master, that spin cycle
He got me
ability.
with a spin. He got me with a
Yeah,
spin twice.
he got me with some spin suits because we saw when we played our game a few like a little while ago today. You had um you you threw the ball on like a curl or something outside shoulder, and my players went on the inside shoulder,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then you
yeah,
broke a
yeah.
8 yard. It's like an 80 yarder. So I'm just like it's stuff like that I think he's good with that. I think he can make the playoffs. I didn't think about him in the NFC. I
Yeah.
forgot he was there. I think he can make the playoffs rather than a Kenny, perhaps, or a Tone or
See,
anybody else in the
Kenny.
North. Mhm.
Kenny thinks that everybody thinks he's trash, but I think we just think he's not as good as he thinks he is.
Right, right, 100%. Um, because we've seen it. Like I've played against Kenny. Do you remember way back? This was year one. Yeah, Kenny was Chicago. So there were a couple times where if Kenny were on here, he would tell you like he'd be like, "Yo, like Rado, I had you." I'm like, you never had me. It was the one game where he had 35 points at halftime, but the game legitimately dropped. I was down 11 and at halftime 35-24. He played out of his mind. That was the best half of football he's probably ever played in his Madden life.
So you saying like he was like Paul Walker in the first Fast and Furious in that first race?
Yeah, like he flexing his muscle. Like he was up 35-24. He had a Hail Mary at the end of the half to go up 35-24 against me, and the game dropped. I didn't drop it, but the game dropped. We play immediately after 41-14. I got it easy out of there. He might not have had 14. He might have had 7, but I know I had in the 40s comfortably. And people say, "Oh, yeah, I remember that night in the chat. It's like, oh, see, this what happens when somebody pull the plug and you get the reset. You play them immediately after." So I'm like, okay, fine. Y'all can believe that. 2 seasons later, we played at Chicago, and I remember this because I remember you were watching the game specifically. I was in the chat. I should have been looking in the chat. I was down 3, right? I'm on his side of the field. I throw a pick six, right? At the 2 minute warning, he crosses the end zone with 2 minutes left. He goes up by 10. And you were like, well, I get the ball down 10. This is going to dispel any belief of what happened that first game with Chicago when that dropped. I get the ball down 10 with 2 minutes left. I go down quickly and score. I know kicking the ball off. I didn't even know how to kick it. I'm like, I'm gonna stop him. I'm gonna get the ball. I'm gonna score another touchdown. I'm gonna beat him. He runs the ball 3 times, like I knew he was going to. I stop him. He has like 4th and 3 or something. He punts the ball to me. I get the ball back. I lead a game-winning drive. I score the touchdown and win the game. And I'm like, well, and immediately that's like that was the end of it. And I think Kenny has MVPs. He has, some of the best. He's top at this point. I say like top 5 personality in the chat. But it's like the personality might be here. The personality is A+. That's top tier. That's platinum.
Where's the performance?
The performance, silver. You know what I mean? Like fool's gold at times compared to the platinum personality. So it's like I need to see more from him. And I don't think he should be in the playoffs based off his team, but it's like, are you gonna get out the team's way enough? I don't know.
Yeah.
Um, Brandon wanted me to go back because he says, "Oh, Brandon, Manny's on. Your chief division rival is on with us today." But Brandon says, "We didn't give an answer about the AFC East, so we can
As far as
revisit."
who's winning,
Yeah, I'll let you take this one, and
no,
I'll offer
like
mine.
I thought the shit was obvious. No, hold on. So, like, is that he really asked that?
Yeah,
No, no. Like, I just wanted to be clear that I'm winning the division this year, next year. Like, and it sounds like I'm talking shit.
right.
It sounds like I'm talking shit, but I think it's one of them things. Like, if I ask you, "Yo, is Kern beating you?" What's your answer?
Absolutely not.
All right, so I can't see me. I'm not losing the division to Brandon. Like, I don't know. I feel like he needs me to like talk enough to gas him up so he can have something to fight for. But don't waste your energy trying to fight me, man. Just try to make it to the playoffs.
Oh man. Now for Brandon, if you're listening, um, look at the AFC. I don't know. I said my prediction was Buffalo's too strong a team for Manny to not be favored. Miami's good and they're young. I like Miami. I like Xavier
Oh,
Howard.
there's speed out there.
Yeah, like I had Miami at Fish Market a few years back, and that's when they were trash, but they had all the draft picks. It's like this that Miami team is setting the stage for me in Houston. I know what I have to do. First year, I didn't go about winning games. Like I had some guy. I don't even know the guy's name. I don't even think he was around in Fish Market, let alone in my mind. He wasn't around long, but you know, in season one with Miami and Fish Market, when I had him, that guy was up a lot because I let him be 35-7, what have you. In third quarter, I was like, okay, let me just see what I can do because I know I can do a lot. So let me just see what I can do. I had traded for Dak, but I was like, that's not enough. I need talent. I tied that game or was in a position to. It became 42-41 in the span of a quarter and a half. I scored a touchdown because it was easy, and I just intentionally missed the kick. It was like expect a lot of that out of Houston year one. Like I can hang, I can compete and be prominent in the discussion, but it takes time. And that draft came around like I lost 14 of the 16 games, something like that. And that draft came around, and that second season, we made it to the AFC Championship. Um, Players with better teams than me, but weren't better players. Jix was the Chargers that year, and the Chargers were low, just like they are now, were loaded, and he throttled me in that FM season one. The beauty of it was though, I played him at his house, divisional round FM playoff season two, and sure enough, true
Oh,
indeed, I did
I
win.
just posted my stream versus Mark also.
Okay. Oh, so okay, we're gonna do um the first. We haven't done this before, but to set the stage for y'all, um, I'm going to transition to Manny's. We're going to take a live look, but Brandon, to conclude, what I was saying was, I think Manny has the upper hand, has the advantage, and will win a division season one. But as far as wild cards, I think you're in a position like Flash is with Reggie, where it's like you might not win a division, but I could easily see you making the playoffs. And with that team, those young players, I love players like Javon Holland and so forth and so on. Jerome Baker, love them, young guys. I think you should be in the playoffs, and I have you in the playoffs. And from
Oh,
there,
so
we'll
so,
see what
so where do you
happens.
have Ty?
I could see three teams out of the East making it.
Don't be
And
nice. Don't be nice.
no, I'm not, because I think Ty by season two or season three, I think he's going to be ready to be a major player in the conference. But I think um, the East with your team, with Brandon's team, and Ty as a player, I think that beats or is at least level with Mark the Broncos winning the AFC West. Mark Chargers will be right there in the playoff contention, but I like current Ty with New England more than I do NACO in Vegas, and I like current Ty in New England more than I like Will in Kansas City.
All
I just
right.
think he's just a better player.
I can see that.
So I could see three teams being in the playoffs in the AFC East.
All
But
right.
but
Now,
more to come on that too tomorrow.
Ty versus Brandon week one.
Ty versus Brandon week one. Ty versus Brandon week one. Ooh, that's tough because I think Ty's a better player, but he is in the worst situation possible. I'm gonna go Miami. Um,
Okay. I,
yeah,
I I can see Miami winning that one.
yeah. I think Brandon's has such a like it's like the tortoise and the hare, and he's the hare, and he'll be so far in front personnel wise. I think he should win that. If not, sweep him season one, but certainly the first meeting. Yeah, he should have that.
All right.
So I don't know if we take a live look. We got Manny versus Mark, a classic chat matchup. Two of my favorite guys playing in preseason. And damn, Twan got to send his PS5. And so
Yeah, I just saw that shit.
yeah, like Kenny, your job, your assignment just got a little easier.
Oh no, he said he could play.
Oh, he can play. Can't won't affect me playing. Okay, well, I mean, okay, that's good. I'm glad he can at least play because it would suck to be like, oh, hold on, ooh,
Oh, it's
oh
called
wow.
multitasking.
Now, I think that was the first play since we've been watching this, like just like a live looking, and that's how you coming out.
Hey,
Hey, I'm with it.
oh, he's not even my starter. He's not even the starter,
we
man.
were
Like,
talking, we were talking
yeah,
about that too. Yeah, like okay, so
trying to keep him happy, you know.
yeah, like God, let's bring this full
All
speed.
right, so Ty got Brandon, he's got B, Flash, Phil, and then he has a tough schedule coming up.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at his schedule on my phone, and we'll talk about that as we stay in Buffalo with live regional action. Let's see, Patriots schedule. Um, Matter of fact, since we're talking about Ty, and I have to finish these selections for week one for the division and for the season by tomorrow. Looking on the schedule, I'll offer what I think Ty's win total is going to be season one. So, see, he plays at Miami. I had that as a loss. He beats Pittsburgh, loses to Baltimore, beats Green Bay. Jose beats Ty, Reggie beats Ty, but then Ty wins three straight. So mid-season, I think Ty will be after his first 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think Ty will be 1, 2, 3, 4. I think Ty will be 5-4 halfway through his season when he gets on his bye week. He comes back, plays the Jets, he'll win 6-4, 7-4 because he plays Jicks. I don't know. New England versus Buffalo. I'm gonna say 7-5. Bills are just too strong. Mays 7-6. Nako, he'll beat Nako. He'll beat Daryl. See, 9-6 now. Minimum 9 games. Like the last two games he plays, Brandon and yourself. If you look at Mark, Mark still got these undisciplined guys, and that's really not undisciplined personnel. It's an undisciplined owner. So
Yep.
if you're taking notes, um, be able to reel in your personnel, your team. Like you don't want them developing undisciplined habits as
It's
Mark's
nasty.
had. It
It's
is.
nasty.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
But I think Ty could be going into the last 2 weeks of the season. I think Ty will be 9-6. He plays Miami, and then he plays Buffalo to end the season. So if he splits, he could be 10-7. He could be 9-8, and I think that's where he'll be season one. Enough to get him in the playoffs is like the last wild card.
Right.
Oh, also looking at Jose and Evan, and Jose after that run by Evan, Jose just Jose just took control. I think he might have taken that run we saw a little personal, and now it's 34-10 as action closes out in Indianapolis. But that's the first prediction of the season. Ty, potentially a 9 to 10 win team. Oh, he should have kept running after that catch. But let's look at Mark. Let's see what his offense, Russell Wilson and company, doing. Let's just let me give y'all some volume if y'all need it. So we'll just watch. And what I want to do for this season, for this cycle, like we can do this. When a game is on, I want to have rather open chat rooms where I'm on and whoever wants to join, I'll drop the link in and I'll post the YouTube, I'll share the screen and we could just watch and talk about it.
Yeah, that'd be
Uh,
cool.
yeah, I think there's a game in week one that's happening, at least one, where I think that might be possible. So I think that'd be fun. Ooh, see, that was
I don't blitz, man.
that was me like 2 hours ago. That's going to be Ed Oliver. Forget Von Miller. Forget Rousseau. Ed Oliver is like that difference maker that could be on this team besides the obvious guys. Okay, little screen. Mm. But that's the thing though. Like against that defense, you got to get it out quick. And the players that can will have better chances than the ones that cannot for whatever reason. Let's see, that's 39 from the 14. Okay, come on.
You know what's going on.
Oh!
You know what's going on, man.
This is what I'm talking about. This is why those safeties, man, like you got the pass rush plus the safeties. People can look at Buffalo and say, oh, their linebackers aren't, they'll say that the linebackers are like the weakest part of the defense. And they might be right, but when the front and the back levels are so good, then the outside is fine too. I mean, does it really matter? I don't know, man.
All right. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm probably going deep right now.
Okay. As you're doing that, we're gonna open it up because I have questions from
Yeah.
both Jose's and I'll answer those in a minute. We're going to
Yeah.
have oh okay.
I had the bullet.
Yeah. That the difference between that, there's no like to touch pass with a lob pass, you gotta be so specific. Everything else is gonna be a bullet. Um Flash, I'm gonna answer your question in one moment. Go and bring in another one of our lovely competitors here. Let's see. Hopefully y'all can still see this as I like transition out for a second. Go. Let's see. That's what I need to do for the time being. Okay. Keep that rolling. And oh, I know what I can do. All right. So we'll have Lions Jose, joining us shortly.
All right.
Going back to Flash had asked a question, and the question was, why do I have Manny winning the division? His team or skill? The team. So I'll put it like
Oh,
this. Mm-hmm.
and I was about to say, remember we had this conversation, and while we were playing, I said, I don't know if it's a team or I don't know if it's me.
Right. And I think, almost had it. The team is going to elevate. Like, I think the team, we have to see where Manny is as a player. Like, but he has a magnificent team to where if he doesn't mess it up, he should be a factor. And so I say right now, the team's floor is going to have him in the playoffs, and what he does will determine just how far in the playoffs he goes. But like you see like stuff like that. I just it's too good to mess up. So I'm gonna say the team is perfectly a playoff team, no matter almost who had them. Whatever Manny does is whatever is how far that team will advance.
That should be good.
Let's see. Okay, Yeah, should have been. That pass rush is crazy. All right, Jose, you're in. Welcome.
Yeah,
Uh,
what's up,
so
Junior?
yeah, I can hear you. So we could talk about you a little bit. As we Manny's playing Mark. So, um, shift the focus to Detroit as we keep the action going in Buffalo. You just had a magnificent showing. Like I looked down, Evan had that crazy run with Jonathan Taylor. I looked back down at my phone like 20 minutes later. You were up 34-10,
Yep.
which it illustrates my point about Evan not really being a factor once people get going. But let me ask you this: number one, you've been gone for a minute, and now here we are, the eve of your return. How you feeling? Just how you feeling about the league, your team, your situation in general. You as a player, all that.
I'm feeling good. I'm glad that we're back, and I'm glad most of us came back. So it should be a fun year. I made a bet with Kerm that I'm gonna play more games than him this Madden. So I'm in it for the long run.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to proving him wrong. Um, and yeah, I mean, I wanted obviously to pick the Ravens, but where I ended up, I was happy with my selection. They were my top team during the draft. So when I saw they were available, I immediately told Cedar, yeah, Lions, like it's a no brainer.
yeah,
So it's a fun team. They got a lot of weapons. The receivers are crazy, especially Williams from Alabama.
yeah.
So looking forward for him to win the Rookie of the Year. Um, and nah, Evan's game, it was cool. I was just playing around and I heard somebody say something. And you know that meme where the person with the controller when they sit up?
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what happened in the second half.
yeah. I have to say, we also have a
Ooh,
long standing history in the league. I'm glad personally that you're back. Like it feels like I said on. Oh wow, one hand.
one
Oh, I
hand.
never
That
seen
was
that.
yeah, that was nice.
This is what X Factors do.
Legit. Like
I feel you. You need all the help you can get. So
Are you fucking right?
yeah, it's one of them years where it's like you gotta build, you gotta get enough of those difference makers to make a difference. Um, probably stay, probably through, might stay through halftime. We'll see. Maybe third quarter since you're here, Jose. Ask enough questions, and then I'm gonna get on out. But I'm glad you're back though. This is like this reminds me of how when the league started and you had all the main guys, and I feel like guys who had been absent, and like Reggie was gone a couple years ago. You've been gone for a minute. There are probably others, but I'm like even like JT, who has been gone for a minute. He's back. It feels like this cast of players is right where the only guy we're missing is David.
yeah,
But I think you coming back as a multiple time champion, whereas we have a multiple time champion in David not joining us this season, it's like an even exchange. So your division, right? You well, actually, first of all, let me say this: as far as the draft, and we talked about it going into, but
well,
you
that was a good pass, man.
Yo, it was a good pass. That was pass interference.
you drafting right before me was as bad a situation for me as possible because I think if I had like a player that just wasn't as savvy picking right before me, and like I said for UNC's, I'd have been maybe in a better position. I probably would have been Detroit. I just don't like indoor stadiums, but I didn't have the chance because you got him right before me.
Yeah.
Um, so like, but your division, you have Phil, you got Jix, and you got JT. So I said it, I put it on the record. I'm like, you should win the division quite easily. But how are you looking at it, the division, not only the division, but the conference, the NFC as a whole, and your place among them?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think the division is going to be pretty easy. I think Phil will be the only one that will be like a competitive game.
Yeah.
But I feel pretty confident with how I'm playing right now, and that I can give a little YSN exclusive. I'm working on a couple of trades, so there might be a
Okay.
couple other players coming in, so it might be a little bit of an adjustment period.
Yeah.
I was looking at my schedule. It's pretty tough. I start with Jeremy and Swan week 1 and 2. So it's gonna be some good games to like measure up where I'm at in the first few weeks. But no, I think I expect myself to be in like that 10 to 12 win range.
Okay.
And just trying to see. I think the rest of the division is gonna be Mays. He's gonna be obviously a competitor.
Yeah.
I still expect Chris to be good. I know I was listening to you guys talk about that earlier. I'm trying to think who else is in the NFC.
Got Mikey, Jesus, Kenny.
I mean, Mikey might make some noise, but I don't see him. I think if Chris is playing to win, I think Chris will end up winning that division.
Okay. Ooh, okay.
Yeah, and yeah, I think it's going to be competitive in the playoffs. Everybody's going to have to go through Mays, to get out of the NFC, pretty much.
Yeah, and I completely agree. I think I think when you line up Chris and Mikey, going back to them for a second, I do think if I decide who the better player is in terms of like understanding of just the game, I think Chris's biggest advantage is that he has a team that he's 100% invested in. He hasn't been New Orleans in a long time.
Yeah.
So I could see that's going to be a close division race. And I think while I have Mikey winning the division, and I flip-flopped on it so many times, I think for now I got that's tough though. But I think Chris's attachment to New Orleans. Ooh, good run. His attachment to New Orleans though, if he is to win a division, that could be the difference.
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, I feel like I don't think they have that bad of a team where that would be crazy, So
yeah, exactly. Like they're good. Like he's going to develop the Alaves and the guys like that like pretty well.
Yeah,
so
and Chris is good at finding like those random players and developing them, through the season and shit like that.
I do want to see, like, Jameis is relatively young still, but if I had to guess, almost had it. If I had to guess, I think he's going to take a quarterback at some point and like kind of bring him up through the ranks and maybe that be his like long-term starter. So let me ask you about your quarterback. You got Goff, and it's like, okay, it's Jared Goff, like for better or for worse. Where are you looking at, like when you look at your team, you see like the places where it's like, okay, I have the strengths here and the weaknesses here. Like, what do you think you need to fortify as the cycle goes on?
I think my biggest weakness in my roster I've been looking at is in the defensive line area. I think that's a weakness. I have Hutchinson, who's probably my best player in that linebacking pass rushing core. But besides that, everybody else is like low 70s. So there's not really anybody there. I like having that. Like I played 3-4, so I like having those big D tackles. That stop the run and shit like that.
Yeah.
And I don't have that. So I think that's the biggest weakness. As far as quarterbacks, I mean, I played a lot with the Lions, and obviously Goff isn't perfect, but I mean, he's getting the job done now. Let's see how he plays against better competition, because I've mainly just been playing Manny, and today I play Evan.
Yeah.
And we're working the phone, so something you might see a message come through soon. Maybe it's a move for somebody.
Yeah. hold on. The juke.
Did all that to get 7 yards.
I saw last night as I signed on the league, I saw the coach's name, Sam Hinkie. And I'm like, oh yeah, like I know what you're right. I was like, I know exactly where the aim is going with this. And you got a good base, man. I'm thinking
and I have Kerm's pick for next year, so that should be a top 5. In the draft.
See, right, like, and it's like where I have Reggie's pick. And now, granted, I have his first rounder for the first 2 seasons, but I'm like,
yeah, that'll be in the 30, 20, late 20.
Yeah. It's like to the point where it's like I'd almost rather it be your situation where I have one guy's first round pick for 1 season, a guy who's not as good for 1 compared to a guy who's one of the best, for 2. So yeah, it's going to be that's a hell of an advantage. You get to play and you can compete.
Somebody else to tank for me, you know?
Yeah, exactly. It's like you tanking and winning at the same time. Whereas like I gotta tank while somebody else is winning.
Yeah.
Um,
But I mean, I think going to your situation is a little tougher because I can still see you winning that division year one.
yeah.
So it's a balance that you got to figure out.
Hmm.
Because I'm sure you're not gonna play games to lose, but you're gonna be in a lot of situations where you might just be playing regularly and you might be 7-0. I don't know how your schedule is, but you might have a good record. It's like don't want to just lose or don't want to go for it because everybody in my division is trash.
Yeah, and I've been telling myself, I'm like, I'm attempting to take a long-term approach. Like, and now I don't know when we get in that season, and I see, let's just say, like my first two games are against Evan
Fuck.
and Yes or somebody,
Yeah,
and
that
I'm
was
like,
nasty.
oh,
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 are you serious?
let's go, Mark.
Ooh.
And that fumble was trash though.
What that fumble? Yeah, that fumble was crazy. I saw it as we were talking. That run was nice.
Sheesh. Top one
Okay.
in the top 10 plays of the day.
Yeah, for sure. Like we need to find a way to like incorporate that. Like maybe not every week. Oh, block kick.
Oh,
Oh,
you're right. That was throw him
oh,
out the game. That was dirty.
fact.
Throw him out the game.
I would have benched him just because he ain't finished the play. Like he did everything was there, but just man. Um, but yeah, it's gonna be like, can I see myself like when I look at that schedule and I look myself in the mirror, if I see L beside Evan's name as the Colts, if I see L besides Dez's name as the Jaguars, like can my ego really take that? And it's a battle of me lessening the ego pretty much. That is going to be the ultimate difference. But for what I want to do, because I figure this, I think this Houston team is the most difficult assignment to rebuild in Madden history. It's
Like
certainly
in your
recent
in your
history.
in your team in your team history, you mean overall? Like,
Just I think just overall, like the Texans had nobody. Like,
gotcha.
and I'm looking at it from that, and that's why I went there because I'm like, okay, if I can't, my ultimate goal is to win a championship with the Carolina Panthers, of course. But if I can't do that, and I can't this year, why not go for the biggest potential like legacy move ever? This is like to win here would be monumental. So I'm like, okay, I can do it. And I realized at the same time that doing so, I just need one. I don't need to win season one either to get it.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I'm in the I'm in that's the battle. And I figure we'll stay till I'll stay to this possession. But let's see. If people post their plays in the oh yeah, we could. Caesar saying like as far as like top plays like that Mark run just now, like if people post their plays, we could do a mashup and have like quarterly, because I think maybe like every advance would still with all of our lives and stuff we got going on probably be too often, but we could definitely do like quarterly plays of some sort, and that'd be kind of cool.
Now let me ask you something.
Uh-huh.
How many do you think C's will win more than 2 games this season?
I do, but I also don't know um if it behooves him to. Uh, yeah, I don't know if it behooves
I
him
think he
to.
might have a
So,
better chance of losing just playing normally.
do y'all play this season, you and him?
I think he do. I think.
Okay,
I,
that
I
that'd
can
be
check right now.
fun. Yeah, that'd be fun to see. Like when we talk about the regions, like the returning regions of
Yeah, we play
players.
week 4.
Oh no, oh nice. Well, yeah. Like matter of fact, speaking of your schedule, I'll just go to it real quick. Oh, I already had it up. Um, I think like regionally, like you have like the New York region, got like the DMV region, you got the Atlanta's, the West Coast, all that. I think top to bottom, I think honestly between you, as far as just a mix of accolades in a mix of player talent as well. I think New York might have it again. Like you're back, multiple time champ, sees one his own way, Super Bowl, and Flash is among the best to have not won a championship. I think off
Mark.
those three, and Mark being the consistent player that he is, I think that makes y'all probably the best region. Like I think the only other region would be DMV, but that's David who's not here. Which think about this. Mikey is there with myself,
Yeah.
but it's a tick below because we don't with David not there, we don't have that multiple time champion, let alone two of them. So it's it's good time to be a New Yorker playing in the league. Guys like Nako, if they can, Brandon, etc., if they can up the stock a little bit, then it becomes that much better. But yeah, I'm just excited. I'm gonna go through your schedule real quick before we get on out of here. But also, just a general note, we should have the selections ready season or week one season as far as divisions, wildcard teams, so forth and so on, and playoffs ready tomorrow. So expect that pretty soon. I would say by end of the night Sunday. I have to get it done before work, but it shouldn't be a problem. Let's see.
Yo, having to put all your players back is trash.
Yeah, I didn't like that at all. Hated that, and I still do. It's ugly.
All right, yeah, let him know.
Um, let's see. See, I have Twan. That just like see, like I didn't even mention because Twan got to get it back. Like I gotta see it. Like
I'm so glad I play him this year.
I am too. I can't wait to. It's games like that where it's like I could say the next time, one of the next times we do something like this where it's like open chat, live looking. That's circled on my list for sure. I can tell y'all like some early games I'm looking at. I don't know when Jose you play him, but
I
I
play
think
him week
that's
2.
perfect because I got
Yeah.
the week one version of that would probably be Kenny and Mikey because you're liable to get a press conference from whoever wins. I feel like Manny and Kerm, I'd be
That would be great. I
yeah,
know
like
Kern would do it, but that would be
yeah, like
great.
we'd be missing a major opportunity if we didn't do that one live. So it's like that might be the first three: Manny, Kerm, Mikey, Kenny, and then you and Twan. Like, but I want to cover everybody in the league too. It's like one of those things where it's like one every team gets at least one primetime game.
Yeah, that makes
So
sense.
yeah, it's like over the course of
Who's
the
number
season,
4?
um, over the course, that might be I don't know. Is that Cook?
That's
Probably
what
not.
you mean? Yeah.
Oh, on defense. Over the
Oh,
course
you're
of the
talking about
year,
the Bills.
yeah, I think like we can get to some games that people expect and want to see, and we could also get to see like some guys who,
Yo,
maybe we don't see enough of in the spotlight.
this should put a free safety at a linebacker.
Yeah, because that's in your sub
Yeah, that's
linebacker
Oh,
mhm.
position. Yeah.
Oh, Lions schedule. Let's see. Let me look at this. Oh, hold on. Oh, got space. Not anymore. Just looking at this, Jose, you got Jeremy and Twan. Like you said, too tough. Mm, good games. I'll put it like that. Good games week one. Then you got Jix, you got Siege, you got Ty. Ty. I forgot if I had Ty beaten. I don't think I did. But I think then you got Kenny, Brandon, Phil. I think your first half, I think you split with Jeremy and Twan. I think Jeremy's team might be too good for the Lions week one. But I think you're the better player, if that makes sense. But I think he's good enough to where he won't mess up the team advantage he has. but I think you
Yeah,
beat Twan.
should be a good one.
Yeah, that'd be close. That'd be one of the more like intriguing games of the season. I do think you'll beat Twan. I think you'll beat Jix and C's and Ty. So I still have you 4-1 by your bye week. Kenny, I think you'll beat Kenny because I think you're a better player. Brandon, that's tough because
Yeah, I've never seen him play, so I don't know what to
yeah,
expect.
that's kind of tough. I think Miami. I'll just say from the team perspective, we'll see. We can revisit it, but I think from the team perspective, he might have it. But then Phil, I think you'll beat him. So I see a 6-2 first half. Then you got like the tone. You have Tone. I mean, my bad. You have JT, Tone, Manny, Dez, Jix, Nick, Jesus, JT, and Phil. Looking at it, if I don't. Did he break that up or did Knox just
I
drop it?
think he broke it up.
Oh, okay. Looking at it,
Yeah, I think I see about 3 losses.
yeah, I was about to say like people people and I might have been one of those people before I like looked at this with a closer eye, but people kind of like default to like Mays having the home field throughout the playoffs. Your schedule and we match the schedule with the ability as a player. You can have a say in that. Like, cause that second half of the season, your toughest game might be wow, what a catch! What a throw too.
No, he dropped
Um,
it. He didn't catch it.
oh, he didn't catch it. Dang, it looked good from here. But yeah, I don't see on paper, I don't see you losing more than like four for these games.
Yeah. I'm just looking right now. I'll probably split with Phil. I mean, I'm trying to see what I think I'll split with Phil probably. I might lose one of the Twan and Jeremy games, and then I think Ty will probably be might be the only loss that I see. But besides that, I don't see anybody else in my schedule beating.
Yeah, that's a hell of a favorable schedule like that. Yeah, I think you should be right there in the mix. We'll see what Mark does on this possession. Then I'll leave this for our next.
He about to throw a touchdown to the guy in the slot. Watch.
Oh my! Whoa! Jesus!
That's not what's Wilson right? Yeah, man.
I thought the way it was lined up, I thought that slot was going straight.
Now he bring a little blitz right here.
Let's see. Who's number 4? Oh,
They put a free safety over there.
At that linebacker spot?
That was a nano blitz you just called?
Nah, it was I sent 6 people.
Flash. Got a question. Can you join like yeah, I'm gonna get out in a minute, Flash, just because I gotta do some running around. But if it's up in 15, I could probably leave it. Let's see. Mixtape says if he's around here, join the broadcast booth. The more the merrier. Shoot, we'd love to have you here back in the league in some capacity. Flash, I'm gonna probably get out of here at the end of the quarter, but if it's not on this this stream or this episode, we'll definitely slot you in. I might just do maybe. We'll see. Maybe there's like an early week 1 version of this tomorrow. But definitely on the next one for sure. I got you. But yeah, like just for oh my bad, my camera all messed up. Just in general though, like whenever these go on, and really I'll just start opening these up for whoever. Like I'll have guests that I have planned, but anybody can join it. We can make it like anybody that wants to join is free to. Oh, he should have picked that.
No, he shouldn't.
Man, I can't wait for these games to get started. Like, I might gotta drop the spreads tonight. I might just have to do something. Like we're like really back, like in all the way back at that. A good fight for the yardage.
It's about to be interception, right?
Like I can't wait until we have like multiple games going on because we can go from this one to that one.
Yeah, that would be
And
pretty dope.
yeah, it'd be kind of like our own version, like into your red zone.
Type, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be such a good fun year, man. Like I can't wait. You know what I was gonna do if I was the Lions, Jose? Kind of similar. I was telling Manny like, Houston, we don't get those red helmets until we're a playoff team. But I had ideas with Detroit also, and what I was going to do was that silver Thanksgiving helmet, the bear one.
Yeah.
I was going to wear that the entire season until we made the playoffs. Like they were about to have no personality, but I love that silver helmet also, so it would have been fine. But
I like that. I like the idea.
yeah, like I thought that would have been fun. I was looking at y'all's uniforms because I was just creating like custom uniforms and stuff the other day. And I was just like, damn, like if I had Detroit, I was rolling with that. It was gonna be the white pants, the basic blue Thanksgiving jersey, the silver helmet, and we was gonna rock like that until we were good enough to earn our stripes and our line and all that.
Yeah, I could come up with something like that.
Yeah. I don't know when we like the schedules, like the division alignments and like the 17 game schedules now have it all wonky and stuff. But I can't wait for whenever it is that we do play. That'll be fun. I feel like
Yeah, I
overtime.
was just looking at the schedule. Like I play half your division, and in that half.
Yeah. But it's cool because if it were season, ew, whoa, and he's going all the way back with it. Oh, 56. Oh man.
Manny, you're gonna let Manny get a couple completions so he gets comfortable, and then that interception is coming.
And that's like that's gonna be the thing. Like the team is set. It's like, how far can they go though? And that's gonna be one of the biggest questions of the cycle, honestly, because it's a lot of eyes in Buffalo.
A lot of eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we ain't worried about that.
Nah, you just gotta stay locked in. That's all. I am gonna wrap this up though, just because gotta do some weekend stuff. But before we do get out of here, yeah, the long awaited episode on both fronts. Y'all more than welcome to rejoin any point.
I'm
I
about to
don't.
jump in the PSN chat.
Okay.
I'll jump in.
All right, but yeah, like holler at y'all soon. Get ready, man. Like I hope y'all been in the lab. I hope y'all really ready. I hope you know your team, your personnel, all that good stuff. Because when this season come around, we didn't waited too long, so everybody should be ready to play. It's gonna be some good games, and I'm here to document it all with whoever's on the show. So we will jump in if somebody been talking crazy, and let's say they might happen to be down 35-14. We will be jumping in live on that game, and we will be putting you at the forefront and talking about why you have or have not played to your team's ability or to match whatever energy you supply in the chat. So be ready, man. Regular season is upon us. Manny, pleasure as always. Glad we got to get this in finally.
Yeah.
Expect us back with a guest Tuesday or Wednesday, but probably Tuesday. I got somebody else lined up, and we'll come in, talk about that player's squad, how he's feeling, how he's looking, and we'll jump into some games that they're on. But yeah, besides that, I'm gonna shut it down. I got more work to do in Houston. I gotta see who's getting cut. So, and there's plenty of candidates. Trust me. If you go to that roster, there's plenty of people that ain't gonna be there season 2. That's here right now. So, on that note, man, Jose, pleasure having you, man. Pleasure having you.
Yeah.
I'll be around also. So yeah, y'all holler at me. I holler at y'all. And till then,
All right,
welcome
man.
back, man. All right. See y'all down the line.
Yep.
All right.